Okay, well, time to do the Alliance side.
Champions of the Alliance, the time has come for us to claim what is rightfully ours. The final push to retake Lordaeron Keep commences at dawn. The Horde and their war chief must answer for their crimes.
Yeah, I get it, Anduin. God damn it. I do that constantly. Okay, so it's this side. This side is the one I want to go to. Yes, yes. Hi. I'm going to... What am I... Oh god, I have too many quests. Still working on that rogue campaign. Stormwind. Hour of Reckoning? Yes, okay, it is Stormwind. Let's go to Stormwind. I hope to the gods that I'm actually recording audio. You know what? I'm gonna check that before I continue. Hey, look at that. My settings saved. Cool. Oh, that's to the Blasted Lands. Yeah, let's go see what the... there are apparently some slight differences, because we get to see what happens with Sourfang. But also, apparently, there's a slightly different cutscene as well here, so... We'll see what happens, but I want to see this from the Alliance side, see what's going on. I don't know. I just... Man... That's a big fleet. Shit. Okay, well... Hey, Shaw. I have all these, so I'm gonna take this, because it's worth the most money. Oh, I didn't have the Warhammer. King Rin has muster our forces, means we launch a full-scale assault on Lordaeron, we'll drive the Horde from the Keep and reclaim it for the Alliance. It's been too long since our flag flew in Tristfall.
Fleet with one eye. I appreciate that you reported in so quickly, Champion. You will ship out with the 3rd Fleet. Speak to Captain Angelica when you are ready to embark.
Okay, hey. Let's go.
Go with honor, friend.
Okay, let's see how this goes. Oh, hey. Well, you got in at one point, and you spent a long time on that. Why do I feel slower than everybody? Oh, because I have... No, because we're not flying. Also, this is what the map looks like from this end. That's nice. That's cool. Huh. How did they lose that? Like, legitimately, how was that blown up? The fight hasn't started yet.
Brothers
Whatever.
and sisters of the Alliance, hear me.
What do you want, Greyman?
The cowardly attack on Teldrassil brought war upon us and made clear what is truly at stake. Their war chief's goal was not to capture a single city, but to destroy our way of life and snuff out hope for generations to come. To secure our future, the Banshee Queen must answer for her crimes. Her dark reign ends today. Together, we will drive her evil from this land and raise our banners above Lordaeron once more. Stand as one for the Alliance!
For the Horde. I mean, Alliance.
Fall in and form ranks.
Yeah, let's just go. We don't defend the siege towers, I know that much. Oh, hi.
Smoke is so thick. These goblins must be stopped. Focus on the shredder.
I was just in one of those. Okay, yeah, let's fuck this thing up for a second. It's about boss level, that's not bad. Almost a million health, yeah. That's about equal to a boss right now. Alright, and I guess we have to take out these raiders and save Field Marshal Cogspark, who we didn't see during the Horde side, which means that she probably doesn't die. That's interesting. So we're just not going to see the same people. We didn't have siege engines on our side, though. See, I hate when they do that. We had no siege weaponry on our side. Boy, you've seen better days. Okay. I feel bad about killing the Tauren. Like, they've literally never done anything. Like, I can't think of a single thing the Tauren have not, like, just been on the... Like, they've just been good. And it makes me sad when we have to kill them. I don't like this. This doesn't feel good, and it's not interesting. I wish the writing was a bit more nuanced so it would be interesting instead of just pure good versus pure evil. I would love gray versus gray. Also, these should not be here. Ow.
I've never seen anything like it.
Anything made can be broken. Again, follow me.
Now it's gonna, yeah. It's just a siege tank. It's literally just it's a StarCraft siege tank. So eventually someday we're going to just deal, like the humans are going to become the Terrans and they will complete their like 100% ripoff of Warhammer. You know what? Fuck it. Why not? Because that was terrible, terrible camera angles. Additional strike? Wait, some strike. Okay. Yeah, let's just keep getting those buffs. I'm looking for true bearing. Interesting, we get different dialogue too. Also interesting, this thing only targets NPCs.
Prepare the blight. Let it rain down upon their armies.
There must be another way, War Chief.
This is no time for sentiment, High Overlord. War demands that we take a more direct approach.
It's killing her own troops.
Destroy them!
I didn't notice the Tauren skeleton in there. Interesting. Alright, let's,
He's raising their bodies. We must evacuate the wounded.
The flight is too dangerous, my king. We cannot afford to.
The Alliance leaves no soldier behind.
yeah. See, he's referencing things that happen in a book that, like, you can't do that, Blizzard. I get that Kingdom Hearts does it, and it's bad. And I get that games want to do this, but it's... Oh, jeez. Okay, wow, yeah. Let's get the fuck out of this before we die. It's a really bad thing to do. It's terrible. Like, having extreme context for things, like everything that happened in the book that leads to this, it's just like, man, you guys really just didn't think about this, huh? Because the majority of your players aren't going to see that. So you're stuck wondering what's going on, and they're referencing things that, oh Jesus. They're referencing stuff that happens that we never see or hear about in-game. I get they want to do more with their storytelling, but that means you actually have to have good storytelling. And the hard black and white morality of all this without any kind of nuance sucks. Because, actually Bolar put it perfectly. Even within the Horde, it is just good versus evil. It's not like... There's no... You need Jaina. There's no... like, shades of gray in this at all. Sylvanas is pure evil. Everyone else is pure good.
The Blight has broken our ranks!
Our assault has been for nothing.
What now?
Jaina. Alliance! Forward! Jaina! The wall! We end this now.
Okay, well, here we go for the
Jaina,
last bit of the battle.
the light you've come. You are sorely needed in this fight.
I stand with you, Ranger. The Horde will pay for its crimes. The walls won't hold for long.
I need a
You should not linger here.
Sound advice. Sylvanas didn't have much time to prepare for this attack. We cannot afford to underestimate her. Everyone, fall into position. We strike on my command. Again, I need you to cover our backs. It's too risky to funnel everyone through the side of the keep all at once. Will certainly be traps.
Agreed. I'll guard the rear flank.
Let's move.
Jaina, block the exits. Don't let them call for reinforcements.
I don't know who you are, but that is a cool form, my dude. You're a druid? But... Huh. That's a cool druid. Oh, impervious to damage, okay. Jesus. Alright. Okay, my dude. You got it. We get it. We get it. You're a really, really powerful undead druid? What are you? Like, oh, troll. Duh, troll. Or shaman. No, definitely a druid.
Excellent work. Let's keep moving.
I'm ready.
Okay, yeah, you're a troll. I'm so not used to seeing trolls, I guess. I don't know.
It is you who is outnumbered now.
That army is enormous. Give the word and I will teleport us to safety.
If we turn tail now, we just become prey. No. We will fight. And die if we must. For what we believe in.
Your time is up, King Anduin. Victory for the Forsaken!
Alliance, hold your ground!
Let us even the odds, King Rin.
Illyria, thank the light you've made it.
I am known for my temper. Meccator, are you ready for battle?
Indubitably not transcend the machines for backup. Feel free to give them a spin.
This isn't how it happened.
Help me with Blightfire and Lordaeron. Illyria, take the rest of our troops and focus on routing the enemy army.
As you wish. Champions, with me!
My machines are at your command.
I mean, we don't get to kill Blightcaller, so it doesn't really matter in the end.
I was hoping you'd keep this interesting.
I assure you, Blight, the pleasure is all.
Those traitors must be dealt with.
Fucking Blight, goddamn. Kill this goblin. Can I have that bomb? No? Okay. Boy, it would be really cool if I didn't have... Oh, Jesus, fucking Blight, goddammit. He just came over and literally blighted me. Like, just to my face.
I need to get closer.
I thought that was Jaina, and I got really confused. I was like, when did Jaina become a priest? Hey, Mechatork. I like your mech. Like, I don't like the Alliance, but the gnomes having mechs is cool. They're better than the Shredders. Like, design-wise, they just look better. Because I can't stand the goblins because they put their fucking faces on everything.
Bane! Pull them back!
Retreat!
No! They must not escape! The Horde is falling back again? What is their strategy?
That accursed blight blocks our path. Our forces can't follow her.
We can't let the war chief escape. Capturing her is the only way to win this war.
Understood. We will not let you go alone.
Mechatork, can your flying machines get us past this blight?
I don't have many of them, but the ones I do are at your disposal.
So be it. Champions, with me, Mechatork. Backtrack through the keep with the rest of our forces and station them at Brill. Be ready to strike on my command.
You got it!
Stand aside, Saurfang. This war is not yours to bear alone. And there is no honor in killing you.
Your father was a man of honor, boy. You know nothing of the sort. I will never stand down. I eat, sleep, and die by the sword. What price have you paid for your people?
My father gave everything for the Alliance. The question is, are you willing to do the same for the Horde?
My life for the Horde!
I'm not gonna fight here. I can't attack Sourfang. I cannot bring myself to do it. So I'm just gonna let this happen.
Alliance, hold!
No. I demand an honorable death.
My father once said that Varrock Sourfang embodied the honor of the Horde. He admired you for that. And so do I. Listen to me. There is no honor in this.
That is not for an Alliance king to decide.
At this moment, it is. Take him to the stockades. When I return, we will speak of honor, and how it may yet be reclaimed.
If you return.
We've done it. Sylvanas will finally answer for her crimes. Champions, to my side.
Oh, okay. So that little bit there was good.
Look at you. The boy's playing soldier.
Our king just routed your army.
Muzzle your dog, your majesty.
Sylvanas Windrunner, you have led the Horde to a place without honor. Lordaeron is ours. It's over.
Your father would be so proud. Is that his? You've gotten it all bloody.
Only one of us wanted this war.
You call for peace when it suits you, little lion. But you're quick enough to kill.
I should have killed you when last we met.
How rude, sister. You're a guest in my home.
Your home? You desecrate that throne with your filth! Enough!
You put the torch to Teldrassil. But I failed those who burned. I will not make that mistake again. Surrender. Or die.
You've won nothing.
Huh. Alright. Interesting.
The Horde will fall.
I see you back on your feet. So fortunate. For those sudden, Mr. Prayer, King Anduin has returned to Stormwind Keep. Let's plan our next move.
Light be with you.
Alright. That's the end of that. So, yeah, we're looking at, Huh. I still want to know why Jaina looked kind of, like, surprised and guilty at the mention of Teldrassil. Because she obviously would have known if she had come here to fight, unless it was completely by chance she ended up... That feels like there's more to it. It feels like more is going to come out about Jaina. But right now, we are sitting in a pure black and white state, and I don't like it. It's boring. It's not an interesting thing to just have, oh, well, these characters, this one character is hyper evil and everyone else is good. It's just not fun. It's not well done. It's just bad, and I wish it was better. I wish there was more to it that was being shown, and hey, it might end up being that way. But as of this moment, in terms of the story, of what we have, I keep hearing people and having people say, well, just wait until we get the rest of it, wait till we get, it's like, but I'm judging it on what we have. You can't tell me, oh, well, the book gets better. You only read the first chapter, the book gets better. It's like, well, if the first chapter sucks, why should I have faith in the rest of the book? Like, somebody had that analogy of, oh, well, you wouldn't judge a book from the first chapter. It's like, yes, I absolutely would. If I start a book and it sucks in the first chapter, why am I going to force myself to continue reading it? The only thing I have to judge it on is that chapter. And so far, this has been boring and poorly written. And the only way to even get context is if you go read a comic and a book and some short stories and listen to some audio stuff. Like, include your entire story. I'm going the wrong way to go back there, aren't I? No, it's up this way. I'm only at 280% though, so this is gonna take forever. Like, have your entire story in one place, give us the context, because in terms of in-game, we went from Warlords, where she was absent. Like, we have not really seen Sylvanas until Legion again. Like, we didn't have her in Warlords at all, really. Did she even make an appearance now that I'm thinking about it? Did she have a single moment in Warlords? I think the last time that we really got any real Sylvanas storyline before Legion, which most of her story was cut out, was Cataclysm. Because she doesn't really have anything in Pandaria either. So for 2 expansions, for 4 years of this game, we have nothing from Sylvanas. We had some really interesting building with her in Cataclysm, with her, like, trying to find a way to prolong the life of her lives of her people and everything else, and trying to figure out, like, how to create more Forsaken, and which morally gray, because yes, you are continuing the life of a race of people, but you're also going against nature and desecrating bodies to do so. So it's kind of a thing. It's a whole, like, conundrum there. Like, do you continue helping your people, or do you stop and let your entire race die out? We see how devoted she is to the Forsaken. We see what she's willing to do to protect them, and what she's also willing to do in war, like blight an entire nation. We see all these things, and it leads some nuance to her character, because you can see that in a lot of things she is trying to do something good, but doing it wrong because she has no moral compass anymore. After being raised from the dead, she's one of those that came back wrong. And on top of that, her trauma and stuff leads her to not really care about life. And then she disappears from the story for 4 years, for 2 entire expansions. Then we come back in Legion, and we see her barely. She's made War Chief, and then disappears. We find her in Stormheim trying to enslave the Valkyr Queen. And that is, like, we see her briefly with the thing when we find her talking to Helia. Then we see her briefly trying to enslave the Valkyr Queen to have an unlimited supply of Valkyr so that she can continue to raise the dead and prolong her life. Then she disappears again. She's not seen in that story, even though she is the War Chief, really at all until the end, because everything has to do with our class halls and stuff, and it eventually is all about Illidan and the Draenei and stuff. Like, Belen and Illidan become the main characters with the Argus update. So we don't see Sylvanas' character change in any real way. We don't get any hint that she has changed from this definitely not great, but still not like the worst, not pure evil kind of character, to suddenly she's reintroduced to the story, and with the end of Legion just burns an entire city full of civilians and then blights her own soldiers and raises them from the dead. Like, and then destroys her own city just so the Alliance can't get their hands on it. Now, Jaina throws a wrench into that, because if Jaina had not shown up, that plan would have worked. Greymane and Anduin would be dead. And Valeera. Well, Valeera might have been able to open a void portal. Who knows? But because Valeera wasn't counted on either, because she wasn't there until that last little bit. But the plan was just to blight the entire city, to kill the 2 of them, basically. To kill Anduin and Greymane. The other 2 would have just been a bonus, but they don't show this. Like, there's nothing to build to that point. There's nothing to have, like, this character become this. She just disappears for nearly 6 years of the story, really, because she's not in Legion. Like, come on. She has 2 small... She has a cutscene. She has a little bit of dialogue and then a cutscene, and then she disappears again from Legion. Because they cut all of her storyline out of Legion. Which, if they had kept it in, we would have seen. If they had kept in if they had added an animatic to the game that would play when about the time that her and her 2 sisters met up, and she was planning on killing them and decided not to, and then talks about how they will all serve her in death. If they had left in all the story that was supposed to be with Legion, if they had added in what happens before the storm, these things would have made more sense. This story would have made more sense. But as it is right now, it just looks like Sylvanas goes from, you do some real questionable shit, Sylvanas, to, oh wow, you really just turned full on, like, solid evil. There's no slow descent like there was with Garrosh. Like, Garrosh had an entire expansion where you watch him descend into what he becomes. Arthas had an entire game. Like, the entire Frozen Throne expansion is based around Arthas going down that path and becoming what he is now. And we don't get that with Sylvanas, because they didn't get her story in it. And it kind of drives me nuts, because Blizzard has talked very recently about wanting to really bring storytelling to WoW and stuff, and really, really do this, but their storytelling sucks. Like, the way that they are telling this is just bad. You can't have massive like character development in secondary media. It doesn't work. You can't have you can't cut out an entire character's storyline and then base an entire expansion around that storyline that didn't happen. Like, do you know how many do you know how many players in general know that Kelia Menethil is around but that aren't priests or paladins? Because if you didn't play a priest or a paladin, mainly just a priest, I don't even remember if you see her as a paladin. That's all the graves now. If you don't, then guess what? You have no idea that there is Arthas' sister out there. And that she's the thing that sparks all of this. Because they don't mention it in game. There's a brief allusion to the no soldier left behind, not this time thing. And that was, I believe, them referring to, they missed a thing. They missed taking this out. The signs that point towards where everything is, they didn't take out. I believe it was a reference to when Kalia gets killed by Before the Storm, spoilers, whatever. Kalia gets killed at the end of Before the Storm by Sylvanas. And is then resurrected by the Naru in the Netherlight Temple as a light-born undead. So there's a whole other side to this that's going to happen, but they haven't brought that story in from the books, and so this doesn't look like anything but Sylvanas just being a spiteful asshole and causing a war, which it is, but they don't have any context for it, so it looks like Sylvanas goes from being one of the most brilliant tactical minds in the Warcraft universe. She was the Ranger General of the fucking High Elves. Like, she's one of the most brilliant tactical, characters. She is amazing at war and protecting her people. And she turns into this just doing things out of spite and because she can, and because it's evil. And there's nothing to show for that character becoming that in the game. She just reappears as this. And it sucks. It sucks so much, and it's so frustrating to see. Because they should have and could have done so much better just by adding in the secondary story that they had. At least then players would have had something where they could go, okay, it still sucks that you have just this black and white kind of poorly written good versus evil storyline that is not at all interesting. And it sucks that again for the third time the Horde are the aggressors. But at least then there would be context. And right now there's not even context. So yeah, hopefully, I've heard that the storylines for the Horde are really, really good, and the Alliance are really, really good in BFA. I'm really hoping so. We'll find out in a week. But as of right now, this story is poorly written and boring. There are cool moments like Jaina coming in on her flying ghost ship and firing magical broadsides and shit. That's cool. But it doesn't make for a good story, it makes for good set pieces. Hopefully, we see something cool come out of this. Whoa. Oh, I thought that was a fucking enemy. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Hopefully we see something good come out of this. I really, really hope so. Because I would like to see cool things. But yeah, so next time any BFA stuff comes up, it'll be actual BFA. It'll be full launch BFA. I'm going to try to have a video or two up then, and then it'll be a weekend thing where it's probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday going up for a while. I might switch it to during the week. I'm not sure. I'll have to figure it out. How much I get recorded before I move. But yeah, I hope it's better. I hope it gets better. Have a nice night, everybody. I'll see ya.